Dynamic dualism, a balancing act. Now that we've explored some ways to make stories happen, let's go back to some basics. In the last few episodes, I mentioned the play between detail and context. Two principles guide my writing. The first is Occam's razor, non sunt multiplicanda entia sine necessate. Not up on your Latin? Try, entities must not be multiplied beyond necessity. Sorry, Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park, it's not really all things being equal. The simplest explanation is usually the best one. However, that does fit. The second is Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, borrowed and adapted from physics. There is a limit to the precision with which certain pairs of physical properties, such as position and momentum, can be simultaneously known. In other words, the more accurately one property is measured, the less accurately the other property can be known. Take a look at the graphic that headlines this podcast. Writing fiction intertwines these two principles in what I call dynamic dualism. Let me begin with my interpretation of Heisenberg. In any given scene, you have to achieve a balance between detail and context if you want to keep your reader engaged. Our two pairs of properties under the uncertainty principle, illustrated in that headline graphic. At level A, your scene can contain mostly context at the expense of detail. As you move down the pyramid, at B, the detail level expands at the expense of context, until at the extreme amount of detail, at C, the context becomes obscured. Now, let's apply Occam's razor within this model. Entities must not be multiplied beyond necessity. Once you have a scene written, go back and edit out the unnecessary junk that fills it up and turns your readers into skimmers. The more detail you write, the more obscure the context, and vice versa. Brevity balanced with necessity will help you achieve your scene's objectives while still keeping your readers engaged. Don't believe me? Write a scene with a high amount of both detail and context and give it to a friend to read. When their eyes begin to glass over, you will understand the importance of balance and the usefulness of this model. Now, a word of caution. This is a model, a guide. It has purpose to keep your writing punchy and interesting. There are, however, no absolutes when it comes to writing. Take Hemingway's Old Man and the Sea. He bombards the reader with detail and repetition, the same sequences over and over. He won the Pulitzer Prize. Go figure. Break whatever rules you want. It is your novel. Just keep in mind there may be an effect on your readers. I'm L.W. Hewitt, and I've gone off-grid.